Hey everyone, Randy here. Welcome to the Darq Project, which is all about writing, art, and rediscovering my creative spark as a working single mom. This is the 185-day challenge update month 2. Some things are good, some things are kind of meh, but we're still moving forward no matter what. And that's really all that matters, I suppose. Physical health things. Have I been making healthier food choices? And the answer is yes, mostly, except when my period strikes and I want nothing except sugar and carbs and salt. And I give into those urges for like 2 days. I really don't feel like doing that to make me feel better when I feel like I am being ripped apart internally by the claws of a rabid panther is going to totally derail my health efforts for the rest of the month. Your mileage may vary, so do what works for you. But I have been adding more vegetables into my diet on top of making sure I'm getting more protein. I have been generally having a protein coffee for breakfast, which is kind of like a soft extension of intermittent fasting. I am hypoglycemic, so completely fasting is kind of dangerous for me because if my blood sugar drops too low, I faint like I used to do in high school before we figured out that that was what my problem was. And that is not good for anybody, especially while I'm working. I don't need to like zonk out on a client's back and like eat shit and hurt them and me in the process. It's not a good idea. I was hoping to be down 10 pounds by the end of July, and I am down 8 pounds, which is good. It's still very good. I'm trying not to be upset because I was doing so well and I was totally on track and everything was progressing, and I have been absolute trash at exercising because our pool has been shut down for about a month now. So has the fitness room. And it's been too freaking hot outside to even go for a walk outside without dying. So, yeah. Thanks to that, I just bought myself a small elliptical, like an underdesk one that doesn't have the big stand sticking up off of it, so that I can use it in the house and not have the excuse of, oh, well, the fitness room is closed. Oh, well, the pool's shut down. Because honestly, the pool's going to be closed for the season in like 3 weeks anyhow. So I need to not have the excuse. So that should be here tomorrow or Wednesday. We'll see which. And that's going to make it so that I can be more on track with where I want to be, because this weather is killing me. As far as work goals go, everything sucks across the board. My primary thing was that I wanted to get my consistent schedule, which I was loving having 2 days off in a row. It was so great. Note I said was so great. But now for the rest of August and most of September, I will have 1 day completely off every 2 weeks. I will work 13 days and have 1 day off, but I will have that 1 day off when I have my children. But my rent is going up in January by $70 fucking a month. And we're down a therapist at work. So, yeah. July was good in that regard, but August and going forward is going to kill me. If the things I want to add into my schedule once I'm done covering the now gone therapist's hours pans out, I will be adding in, what did I figure it was, 11 more massages every pay period. So 22 in a month, 22 more massages in a month. I keep trying to tell myself that it's not 40 hours a week. Yes, it's very different work, touching people's pain all day and physically correcting their muscles so that they can function as human beings is very different from like a retail job where you just have to walk a little bit for a few hours. So I keep telling myself, if I trick myself into, oh, well, at least it's not 40 hours. I mean, it'll be like 34 or 35 one week and like 32-ish the next. And I can't math right now, so I'm spitballing, but I know I'm not going to have to do it forever, but kind of wanked my plans for everything for the rest of this year. So we'll see how that goes. Other work things. I did go live once in July. I have not been doing my 2 to 5 social media posts daily because my analytics have shown that nobody sees the things that I'm posting on like Twitter and whatnot, and I really just don't have the bandwidth to go balls to the wall with TikTok right now with everything else going on. Do I feel like TikTok would potentially be successful? Yeah, I do, but I don't have the spoons. I only have knives. So yeah, it's too much right now. I can't do it right now. So no. So that's the work portion, which has become complete and utter dumpster fire. Although I will say that, oh no, wait, that's in the next part. So don't worry about that. Haha. As far as creative things go, I have done 0 art. 0. Because there's been so much other crap going on. None. But my goal was to write 20,000 words in July, and I foolishly thought maybe I could do the 100K rough draft challenge thing, then decided maybe I could do 50, and then realized that wasn't going to happen either. But I did do 31,726 words in the month of July, which is really damn good, especially considering that it was me going back through and rewriting the project formerly known as Love Like Cyanide, now codename Project Idol. And yeah, I've probably only got maybe 5 chapters left of it to write after that point. But I went back through and, like I mentioned in my video about doing the rewrite, I completely rewrote it word for word. There was no copy and pasting. It was just type the whole time. It was a lot. But it's good. And I filled in things and connected things so they made more sense, did some better backstory stuff, changed the tense to past tense because I can't. With present, I cannot. I can do first person. Oh, speaking of pets, which I think was, yeah, pets were in my writer's not writing tag. Orange cat. That's Atticus. Hey, my boy. How you doing, kitty kitty? Did you get your crunchy food? Yeah, I know it's hot, bud. I also did not do any journaling at all in the month of July. Not a single bit. And I don't feel bad. I wish that I could make that a habit for me, but with everything else I have going on, it is not a priority, and I'm not going to feel guilty about something that I have no reason to feel guilty for not prioritizing when lifing is my priority right now. And the 4th section of things that I was working on improving was family stuff, primarily game night / movie night. We have been upholding game night / movie night. Like, we just watched the whole first chunk of the 2nd season of Wednesday between yesterday and today. But we have not done any workbooks or anything like I wanted to because so much extra work. And on top of that, there have been a lot of other things going on. Like, we went to a friend's camp and got to see a whole bunch of deer and cute things and swim in the pool, and the kids got to help with the crayfish traps, and I surprised the kids by taking them to Great Wolf Lodge at someone else's expense almost entirely, which I'm very grateful for, because that was wonderful. It was a lot of work to get there, but the kids had a really good time and they had no clue. So it was fun and it was worth it. But with everything happening, with rent going up and working all these extra hours and stuff, I am going to stick to my goal is to write at least 20,000 words this month. I think, let me look and see if TrackBear shows. Okay. So I'm trying to do all the words August with the 48K goal. We'll see. We shall see. I do not know. We shall see how it goes. But as of this moment, I have not written in 4 days because I've been so freaking busy. But as of the 7th, which is the last day I logged any words, I already had 15,258 words. So I will definitely make my goal of 20K this month. I really want to have this draft of Project Idol done soon because I really would like to publish it in September. But I might have to put off publishing it until later in September, which I am not a big fan of. I was hoping to do it sooner in September, but we shall see. I was thinking thoughts, and now I'm no longer thinking thoughts. I don't know what the hell I'm thinking anymore. Oh, so I'm almost done with this, urban fantasy with heavy romantic subplot dealio. And I have to say, I was posting my, at the moment, free vampire novel in a bunch of groups on Facebook today for free Kindle stuff. I've got a giveaway going until the 15th of August. So if I get this video up in the next day or two, which hopefully I will, make sure you go grab that if you're interested. But I was extremely irritated because there was a group that was for urban fantasy, science fiction, and horror. And somebody said, if it's a romance book, it can't be urban fantasy, so don't post it here. And I'm like, are we really gonna throw hands right now, bro? Do you want to fight? Like, what the fuck do you mean it can't be urban fantasy and have romance in it? Same thing with horror. The first smut scene I ever read was in a fucking Stephen King book when I was like 13. Also Dean Koontz, who writes primarily horror and thrillers. But yeah, sure, go ahead, go off, bro, because I'm sure it was a bro that wrote that. Either that or a not very female-centric female. You know the types, the pick-me's. It's okay. Is every modern magical realism, romance, urban fantasy? No. But can they be? Yes. So, I mean this with every ounce of disrespect in my body. Bro, get fucked. For real. What the hell? So on that note, now that I've gotten that out of my system, I have so much to do. And now that I'm finally almost done with this, my brain has been in nothing but horror things because I'm reading through a bunch of Laird Barron collections and all of the shorts and trying to figure out how I'm going to bring audio things into my universes and realms of things, because I was looking at my old audio channel, and once upon a time, it has now been almost a year since I did a new one. I used to do girlfriend roleplay ASMR with like monster women And I do not like that medium anymore. I got some really odd commissions, and I'm just not comfortable operating in that space anymore, which really sucks, because if you can tolerate doing the work to make the moany moan noises and add in the Foley that makes the wet squishy plap plap noises, you can actually make a decent amount of money doing that, especially if you have the right voice for it. I was making like $500 a month on Patreon just from that. I miss that money. But as I was looking at it, thinking about it, and starting to formulate a plan, I realized I don't freaking want to do that anymore. I just don't. I just don't. And I really hope that I can figure out a way to get something else going so that I can still pay rent when rent goes up in January. Fun stuff. Being a single person with nobody helping you with your income is honestly borderline impossible depending on where you're living, especially in this area. It's just, I don't. Oh, I hate it so much. So, I am starting a new audio channel that is going to be likely the location of chapters for my novels, all of my horror shorts that I have written and am going to write. And I want it to primarily be spooky stuff. So, I don't know if I'm going to do my romantic subplot books on this channel that I'm just barely starting up. And it is called the Darq Tales Foundry. And the only other subscriber on the channel is my alt, so that I can find it. I wanted to claim the name and the tag while I could get it. So if you ever see Darq, D-A-R-Q, with nothing else added on the end of it on the internet, chances are it's probably me. But I also want to get into recording audio on my Substack, because honestly, I am so fucking busy that I look like hell. And I am aware it is also like 90 degrees today. We don't get to have air conditioning in our apartments. It is unreasonable. And figured out that I was having sinus issues from wildfire smoke in the air, because I've had my windows all as open as they can be without letting the cats escape for like a week, and I was starting to get that awful post-nasal irritation and like shortness of breath. But the air didn't look really particularly smoky. We didn't have any air quality warnings, but I closed my windows down and all of a sudden, bam, gone almost instantly. So with where I'm at in Washington, that's really the only explanation that makes sense. Because I don't have any other symptoms, like no fever or anything. Fun stuff. The world is on fire, literally. So that channel, well, yeah, audio things. I need to figure out what I'm going to do as far as thumbnails go for horror stuff, because everybody else in the horror narration game uses AI, and I don't want to use AI art. But I also have not been able to practice art enough to be able to just draw a thumbnail. So I probably am going to do just text-based thumbnails, maybe with like the character art for my channel with the title, whatever, just so people see it and will know that it's me. Because I don't want to do AI images. I don't. I know it's the easiest way. I don't want to do it. Not about it. I don't want a robot writing my books. I also don't want a robot drawing the pictures. So, yeah. Maybe eventually go back and do art of my own for some of them. We'll see. Yeah, so that is plans going forward, I suppose, is getting this audio channel up and running, because right now this is the third video that I've filmed so far this evening, and I I also have a fourth one that's in pieces that I haven't put together yet from when I went to the concert on July 30th. It is the 11th of August right now. But I went to see ATEEZ at the Tacoma Dome. So I have a couple of clips of them on stage and like being in line at the merch line, kind of thoughts before and thoughts after. And if K-pop isn't your thing, that's okay. You can skip it. You are a grown person and you are capable of not indulging in content you do not enjoy. That is totally fine. But in line with what I mentioned in the writers are weird or writers not writing tag, what am I passionate about? I want people who are 35, 30 plus, I'll be 40 in February, to remember that we are human beings and we don't just have to shrivel up and knit and crochet and like dye our hair blue with a perm until we die. We're allowed to enjoy things. And now we have adult money to enjoy things, and that makes enjoying things as a midlifer dangerous. Dangerous. Yeah. I now have 4-ish videos that I have to completely edit through, and I don't want to do any of that right now because I work tomorrow afternoon. I worked this morning. I don't usually work on Mondays because of the kids, but I worked Monday morning today, then took the kids to their dad. I work tomorrow afternoon, then I work Wednesday morning, and then Thursday afternoon, and Friday afternoon, and all day Saturday, and all day Sunday, and Monday morning, and I think that Tuesday I work a morning shift and an afternoon shift. It'll be okay, right? It'll all be okay. Yeah. It'll be fine. I hope. So, on that note, that's the 2-month wrap up for the 185-day challenge where everything fell apart. And I don't care because the tide is high, but I'm moving on. We're just going to keep going. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Take care of yourselves and each other. And until next time, remember, we are all just works in progress. Catch you in the next one, Darklings.